All right, hey, what's up, guys? I'm excited for the end of the year, and we're going over our December facility programming. This is a unique month in our training cycles and progressions for a few reasons, just to kind of start off the top with you guys. The first is that obviously it's going to be the holidays coming up. So we have some different work for people being in and out of town here. Both your own members and people coming into your facility that you don't know, so we can train them well. The other part is hopefully as coaches you're getting either some time off from gym owners or the coaching staff, or everyone's getting a little time to recharge and come back really excited for the start of the year. That means you might be on what we call skeleton schedules, a little less classes over some of the holidays, or maybe some newer coaches filling in. Happens pretty commonly. So we've addressed that to help people maybe we don't know, or some newer coaches give a really good product and really great classes there as well. The final part is we have not only our end of our fall 2018 testing cycle, but we're actually doing a second kind of little testing cycle before the holidays of some of our favorite ones from the year. It's by no means the end-all, be-all testing. Everyone thinks, oh, testing, it's really a chance for us to maybe go on vacation and for our members and to see the progress they've done in all these different ways. So you'll see different things we have on there to help showcase some of their success. Ones that we think are important, ones that we think are fun, that we get great feedback on to do that. So just really a lot of this month, and then you'll see it in the monthly coaches development training notes, is about communicating their progress to them, different ways they've succeeded, and helping paint the picture for their training coming up for the front of the year. It's important to remember always, while our members, it's their training, it's their workout, they're doing it, that for 99 times out of 100, they're not an expert. So they see things, they have questions, they try and make answers out of, let's say, causal effects that maybe aren't there. They go, oh, well, I had a friend that did this, I see I'm doing this, etc. That's why watching these videos, going through the notes, and really helping work with them individually during the classes and connecting with them before and after class and following up is important to help them understand where they're going for the coming year, right? Because we know the training is working, we know they are making great progress, but we have to also help them understand that too. So a lot of this is built around that. So without further ado, let's get started. For December, we're starting off on week 2 out of 3, block 3 out of 3. So it's our final of our 3-week blocks for this cycle. We'll just go through it real quick, and I'll do this actually. It makes most sense to go through it horizontally because vertically will be different because of the progressions. So Monday, we're now in our mixed interval day for Fran. We're trying to hit Fran with some increasing density here. We just did backwards Fran the week before. We're building up on the thruster here, front squat, fatiguing the legs a little bit. Have to get really strong on the pop out of the pocket on the thruster to extension, and then be able to push press that again. If you can do that, you're going to have a pretty good thruster. And then on the second part, that for this here 9 and 9, if people can get through this unbroken, they're going to have a pretty good shot at having some good density on this, where the rest interval is 30 seconds, so it should be about 1-to-1. And if not, break them down. It'll be good insight for them on the retester next week of 1-rep max thruster and Fran, that, hey, don't go guns blazing. Oh, I'm going to stop at 7. They always do 12, right? Okay, hey, we couldn't hold 9, so we know that going out like that's just going to lead to us falling off. The second day, we're working on more of the upper body pushing, right? We're going back into max rep dips, and then Tabata for low score, increasing the turnover and aerobic power on some of the pieces for the barbell cycling workout, where we go to a weighted dip on our testing cycle, and then that 400-meter run or air bike, 30, 25 calories, or 500-meter row would be appropriate if the weather stinks. Those would be good. 10 hang cleans, and then 20 burpees. That's just hang power cleans. Absolutely, I'll make sure I make a note of that. Hang power cleans, just so it's clear there on that. So we're introducing some more barbell cycling with aerobic pieces combined to that. On the next day, on Wednesday, we have our deadlifts. We're wave loading up to a tough set of 3, and then now we're going heavy on the deadlift to a 1-rep max with some lactic endurance. Lactic endurance is longer. It should be about that 7 to 9 minute range or so, 6 to 10 minute range, where Fran is going to be a little shorter and faster in mixed movements, right? So this is good. So Fran, people that have a high skill component will do better than Fran than maybe someone that has a bigger capacity, right? They got big old lungs. They just can't do the movements well yet to express that capacity. So for some people, especially some bigger people, they'll do better on this 2K row relative to Fran. And some smaller people, like me, I do better on Fran relative to my 2K row, just kind of like crawling to the end, right? So it's a good chance of balance for each person here to see where they have to improve overall for balance fitness. And it's going to go to a 2K row. Next up, we've been doing functional bodybuilding on Thursdays to start, and then higher contraction, higher rep workouts. After that, we're building back up to that 8 rep max single leg hip thrust and the single leg arm row, and then the 18-minute AMRAP after this. It's started off as that constant variance workout where we have a bunch of reps and then a rest, a bunch of reps and a rest, and we're rotating the movements. Now it's no rest. Try and make these sustainable. That's our cue for aerobic work, to make these as sustainable as possible with no rest, right? Yeah, you give me 50 minutes rest, I can do a lot of things sustainable. Get it shorter and shorter to none, right? We have to rest intra-set or while during transition. We don't want that. We want to be able to rest while we're doing the movements. And that's what the best in fitness can do, is that 10 box jumps, easy peasy, 15 wall ball, conversational, right? 20 walking lunges, simple, 30 dubs, right? These are movements that people should be able to get to where they can make them sustainable. And that's what we're looking. They make these kind of a little harder movements happen. Building up here, Friday, we're working on our snatch and our CP system, our CP battery and CP density here, building back up to a 1 rep max squat snatch, full snatch, or overhead squat for our beginners. And then it's an 8-minute AMRAP of overhead squat, toes to bar, and handstand push-up. And from the start of the cycle, that's one that most people don't go through unbroken, right? If they can, that's awesome. But usually they're going to hit a wall where they start having to break up reps and break them up. Either local muscle endurance is hitting it down, or their body just can't produce enough force to keep going on this one, right? And then finally, on the final part, Saturday is team workout here, something not on the main progression. We're not doing 6 days of tests here. It's leaving an opening spot for us that they can make up the tests they miss. So maybe they're traveling with family, they have holiday obligations, they're gone 15 minutes to make up one of the tests. I'd probably give them an option of a couple. Of having free reign of every test can get tough. It was like open gym. But if you gave them a couple options, hey, if you missed Monday, this one, if you missed Tuesday, maybe those are a couple you do. Yeah, that's fine. I put push press if you didn't want to do that. Push press will be fine. Everyone will be able to do it. And then a not testing waterfall style AMRAP. So that finishes up the first half of the month. But here's where, folks, it gets interesting, right? Here we are calling it our annual testing week before the holidays. And why? We know a lot of people are gone during this time or in intermittently. So sometimes they start feeling like, oh, I feel like crap, I'm not doing great over December 29th. Yeah, you've been off for a week and a half. What do you think's gonna, right? What's gonna happen? You were out partying last night. You're not gonna feel great. So people that have families, etc., this is when they start getting off school right around here, around the 19th, 20th, 21st. So it's coinciding with kind of natural vacation timelines for everyone. The idea is not that it's meant to be the end-all, be-all testing cycle of, hey, this is it, and you're good or bad. There's a chance for them to see some additional progress in some movements that we didn't test here that fit well, right? We've been working on leg endurance, squat strength. We did some back squat cycles through the cycle and increasing front squat. So we're going here to back squat. We did a whole bunch of pull-up work. So let's see if our strict pull-up and weighted pull-up went up, right? So you see how these parts are fitting together, even though they're different, totally different, but physiologically, we know there's some progress here, right? And then 500-meter row or the 4 sets of 30 on, 30 off, which I really like. But either one of those are great for you, just depending on what you want to fill up the leaderboard with. Tuesday is strength, speed, and speed strength, right? We increased our 1 rep deadlift. So now it's time to see the power clean, right? Can we increase the velocity of the barbell now that we're absolutely stronger? And then we worked a bunch on barbell cycling and different stuff here. So can we get better at barbell cycling with grace? One of the most popular benchmarks, people love doing it. Short, hard, fun-ish, right? there for you, but you see how it fits in here with what we did last week on the deadlift and then the barbell cycling power piece. Wednesday is upper body work. Really, I look at Cindy, I just think upper body. Yeah, there's squats, and there's a lot more of them, but I always think, man, that's going to get you. So we have Cindy or Mary, really, are the two that are most people are going to be doing. So it's 5, 10, 15, pull-up, push-up, squat. We haven't done it in a little bit since probably the summer. And then Mary, 5 handstand push-ups, 10 alternating pistols, right? And then 15 pull-ups. And that comes from the gymnastic volume we built up, as well as, say, some of the single-leg functional bodybuilding work we've done. If you have any big hitters here, right, most people are going to be served by doing Cindy or Mary. Let me say that. If you have some big hitters, Nate fits perfectly. Why? Well, 1, it's also a 20-minute AMRAP, so it's perfect. 2, it's handstand push-ups just like Mary. It's upper body pulling, like the pull-ups and the ring muscle-ups, and then there's the kettlebell swing for the hinging. So that's the only part different. But my take on our sport people is that they should be able to, with really little or no instruction, for the macro instruction, be able to do their workouts. They need acute focus. They need your insights on how to have their grip on the ring like this versus this, a false grip or a sport grip. On the muscle ups, absolutely. But they shouldn't be coming to you going, hey, coach, muscle ups. Is that the one where we're here in the front squat? I'm right. If they can't do that, that's a telltale sign they are not ready for sport. I don't care how good they are. There's a learning component to this. So that's why I think that fits well. And then you can still spend most of our time really here on Cindy there. Next day, after a couple harder tests, we have our skill and core work. That's handstand walking or a handstand hold. So some gymnastic work. A standing triple jump. That's super fun. That's both legs, non-dominant leg, dominant leg, landing, stick the landing. Annie, right? Kind of the opposite of Cindy, right? Core and double unders, like core and jumping. Or flight simulator, and then optional, they get through that a max plank hold after all the sit-ups. Super fun, right? Friday, kind of classic CrossFit. We're giving you a couple options here, right, of classic CrossFit pieces that might work well. Starting off with a 1 rep max strict press. We've been doing a lot of pressing work, and we keep doing it. That's a limiter for almost everyone in fitness. And then the options are, for testers, are Fight Gone Bad, right, Jackie, or Diane. And all 3 of these fit together really well because of the overhead pressing, some of the hinging that's in them. So they all have a hinging component. Jackie, the only difficult part, it's a fun workout just because of the pull-ups on Wednesday can be difficult. But I love Jackie's, probably one of my favorite benchmark workouts. That's why there's a few here, depending on what you think is best for your people, you have the option to help augment the feel of it as you need. And finally, same thing Saturday. Partner here will work out either double DT with a partner or partner workout the 7. So, and you can always, if you did Diane yesterday, handstand push-ups, I wouldn't recommend the 7. So Fight Gone Bad works really well, and then into some of these. That's really, again, up to where you want to be going into what we call Skeleton Week. Skeleton Week is designed, I put it over here, it's designed for, number 1, drop-ins, right? People that you don't know, that you're like, I'm not sure what you can do, etc. Here, or your members being gone. Okay, so that's the big idea, is, or your coaching staff being gone. So you look through the week, we have a Christmas Eve, 12 Days of Christmas WOD that's scaled for everyone. And that's kind of one of those everything under the kitchen sink workouts. So just have fun with it. This one, push press to 3 reps. Pretty simple instruction there. And then simple movement, box jump, dumbbell push press, rowing here. Angie the next day. Same thing we did Cindy last week. So Angie fits really well here in the progression. Deadlift, and then some basic dumbbell movement and jump ropes, right? And then a workout. It's kind of like Fight Gone Bad. The movements are totally different except for wall ball. But just the structure of it being a 5-minute round and then a rest here is going for that. So pretty simple instructional pieces, but people are going to get really fit and have a good dose and balanced out on that. That brings us up to the end of the year. We've also got the first week of January up there for you, so that way you can get everything loaded for you before the holidays start. You're not coming back on the 30th and messaging me, hey, how do I change this up? Ask me questions now, and I want you to get rest as coaches and as gym owners. I want you to get ready for the new year. So the idea is this is actually not one of the weeks of the cycle. It is designed to help get people back on track for the new year and not feel too overly intimidated to come in. So we obviously have a big fitness component here. Our training, that's going to be where anyone deconditioned or new wants to start in fitness. So we have a 31, because December 31st, we have that workout as in the end of the year. A 2019 workout, that's going to be 20 rounds, one with a partner workout, 1 power clean each, and 9 burpees total. So it's 180 burpees, but you split them up. Unless you're a sport, then you have to do 180 total yourself. And then we start, really, that's this first of the year. Really, we start off the January 2nd. It's kind of the first day of main classes again. And it's going to be fundamentals, and we have it labeled each day. Front squat, working on front squat with some rows as accessory work, and then simple movements, wall ball, sit up, V up, or row and air bike. Everyone can play. We can get everyone to do a scaled version of this really easily if we need to. Day 2, pressing, strict press, 4x8, work on the fundamentals, work on the mechanics, simple basic conditioning piece here. And finally, Friday, deadlift, right? Basic pull and put it up off the ground, then lunging, Russian swings, and pull-ups. Then Saturday, same idea, is going to be a close grip bench press. So horizontal pushing here, basic fundamentals for everyone, and then 15-minute partner AMRAP of bodyweight movements, helping everyone set a base for what they need for the year there. And so we're all set. So that is the big overview of December. I hope you're very excited. Also, definitely spend some time going through the coaching development course this month, because it focuses a lot on helping everyone get ready for working with your members for the start of the year. We're going to be focusing a lot on fundamentals in January, movement efficiency before we load up to the open. Obviously, we've been building to that, but the open is not the primary focus of everyone's business, right? Keeping people healthy, happy, fit. We have the 3 H's. I won't mention them now because I'm a gentleman, but they are happy, healthy, and horny, right? That's what we want for people. Those are happening in their lives. They are very good signs of the training and the coaching working. So in January, we want to focus on that. Also have plenty of time based on the pre-competition class training we're doing to for the competitors to be ready for the open if they're trying to move up into one of the top 20 spaces in the world now, which is crazy how that's working. And then make sure they just get really the training they're coming there for, which is to help change their life, get them in the best shape possible for as long as possible. That's what we're going to do. All right, guys, have a great December, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.